Yes, rate of a chemical reaction includes instantaneous rate and average rate, isn't it? What's the difference between average rate and instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction? Nandana, can you tell me?
Average rate of a reaction depends upon the time taken for
Yes.
the change of concentration of reactants or product. And instantaneous rate is when it takes place in a moment of time.
Okay. That's the difference between this average rate and instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Then what's the equation uh, to derive the rate of a chemical reaction? Gauri, can you tell me?
Negative delta R divided by delta T.
Hmm. Or in
And
terms of products?
plus delta P divided by delta T.
Okay. So we know the equation, the same equation is for average rate of a chemical reaction. Okay, these two equations are for average rate of a chemical reaction. Similarly, there is one equation for instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Only small changes from this average rate of a chemical reaction. We just write the Vidur. Anything there? You're simply smiling. Nothing. Anything? Nothing. Okay. So we can learn the equation to find out this instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Okay. I think this one is not clear. This is clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So for a reaction, when reactant is converted to product, we can write the instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. We have learned that this minus delta R divided by delta T. This is the equation to find out the average rate of a chemical reaction in terms of reactants. It's also equal to delta P by delta T. These two are the equations to find out the average rate of a chemical reaction. When it changes to instantaneous rate, this delta T or delta, it will changes to D. This D stands for very small interval. That means approximately equal to 0. Okay, very small change. So then the equation becomes R instantaneous. Instead of delta, we are using this D. That's the only change there. D minus dr divided by dt. D stands for very short interval. It is approximately equal to 0. Okay. Then similarly, we can also write the equation for the instantaneous rate in terms of products.
And D
Sorry,
stands for
which one?
D stands for
D means small interval. Compared delta means a time interval, isn't it? D means infinitesimally small interval. Here it is plus P by dt. Instead of delta, we are using this D. That's the difference between the equation of average rate of a chemical reaction and instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Okay. This is clear. These two are the equations of average rate of a chemical reaction, and these two are the equations of instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. And both this average rate and instantaneous rate, we can obtain it from a graph. Okay, both this average rate of a chemical reaction and instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction, both can be directly obtained from a graph when we plot the graph of concentration versus time. Have you completed this slide? All of you? Yes. Then we can draw one graph. First we can draw the graph of concentration of reactants versus time. Okay. Concentration of reactants versus time. Y-axis here, then x-axis. In the x-axis it is time. Then in the y-axis this is a concentration of reactant. It is the concentration of reactant. So in the case of concentration of reactant, we learned that as the reaction proceeds, this concentration of reactants will decreases, right? So we can draw this graph like this. It will decreases. Just 1 minute. Okay. Then here we are just taking the rate of a chemical reaction between any two points. Okay. During any two time interval. That means time interval between two times. We are just considering the average rate between these two times. Okay. Here this one is plotted as T2. Then this one is plotted as T1. Similarly, we can mark it to the y-axis also. This one is R1, the reactant at initial state. This one is R2. You can also draw the R1 and R2. And what is the equation to find out the average rate of a chemical reaction? R average, that is equal to, tell me in terms of reactants, how can we write? Minus delta R by delta T, right? From this graph, delta R means minus R2 minus R1. Then delta T, that is simply T2 minus T1. Or you can also write small letter t. Here small letter t. T2, yes, Punya, any doubt?
Minus R2 plus R1, right?
I cannot hear you. Just 1 minute. Once again, yes. No, it's not audible. What about others? All of you, please switch on your videos. Is it audible for you? No. Punya? Yes. I think some network issues there. Okay. Okay, so from this graph we can write the rate of a chemical reaction from this difference between the concentration of these two reactants divided by difference between the time interval. Okay. Similarly, we can also find out the instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction. Is this clear about the average rate of a chemical reaction from this graph? Any doubt? Anyone?
Ma'am, it should be plus
Which one?
that delta R.
Means minus delta R, isn't it?
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes, Punya, now I can hear you. Tell me. Again, it's not audible. Then, Emmanuel, what's your doubt?
And delta R minus, right? So when we expand it, so R2 minus R1 should become positive.
It's here in the brackets. Okay? R2 minus R1. Punya, try once again.
ma'am, I had same doubt.
Yeah, it's now I can hear you. Tell me.
Ma'am, I had same doubt.
Yes? Same doubt. Okay, okay. Okay. So is this clear now? That's about average rate. Okay, then in the case of instantaneous rate, it's another method. Okay, in case of instantaneous rate, it's another method. In this slope or in this curve, we just simply drawn a tangent line. How to draw a tangent line? And this curve, we just simply draw a straight line just touching this curve. This is not straight line, you just draw it using scale. Okay, a tangent just touching this curve. Again like this. You can draw it using a pencil and scale. Okay, then we can join its end similar to that of a triangle. It's like this, then you just join this. It's clearly in your textbook, page number 97. Then here the method to find the instantaneous rate, that is R instantaneous, that is to find out the slope, negative slope. How to find out the slope from this one? Slope. This one is considered as dt and this one is dr. It's just a small portion we taken. Okay, that means at a particular instant. Then in order to make this find out the slope, it becomes minus dr divided by dt. The slope portion, that is R instantaneous. This one in terms of concentration of reactants. From this graph, average rate can be calculated by minus delta R divided by delta T. Here, the R2 and R1 are the points that we can obtain from the y-axis, and T2 and T1 that can be also obtained from x-axis. Okay, then in the case of instantaneous rate, we can find out the negative slope. That is minus dr by dt. This is clear? Yes or no? Diya, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Adul, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gauri, finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we can also draw the graph of products. Okay, we can also express the rate in terms of products. So we can again draw the graph of products also. There is only small change between these two. Okay, then x-axis again it is time. Then y-axis concentration of products. In the case of products, the concentration will be increased during a chemical reaction, right? So we can draw it as like this. Here also we can find out during a particular time interval. This one is T1 and this one is T2. Similarly, we can mark here R1, then R2. Okay. So here also the same method to find out the average rate of a chemical reaction, that is R average is equal to, here no need of negative sign, delta concentration of, sorry, here it is P1 and P2. Okay, delta P divided by delta T. It is concentration of P2 minus concentration of P1 divided by T2 minus T1. This is the equation to find out the average rate of a chemical reaction. Again we can draw a tangent. Just wait. Draw a tangent here. Then we can join this one. Here it is dP, this one is dt. Here also this instantaneous rate, it can be calculated as slope using the slope method. This one is considered as the slope. Okay, that is equal to dP by dt. dP by dt. In the case of reactants, it is negative slope, and here simply slope. This is clear? All of you? Just to find out the average rate from a graph, just find the difference between the points on the y-axis divided by the points on x-axis. That means the difference between the concentration of reactants or products divided by difference between the time. In order to find the instantaneous rate of a chemical reaction, just find out the slope. It is negative in the case of reactants, and in the case of products it will be positive. That's it. This is clear? All of you? Tell me. Yes,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. Then we are going to find out the unit of this rate of a chemical reaction. Unit of a rate of chemical reaction. The unit of rate of a reaction, it is concentration time inverse. That means when you find out the rate, that is equal to minus delta concentration of R divided by delta T. That means the concentration of reactant divided by time. So we have to consider the units of concentration and time here. In order to find out the unit of rate of a chemical reaction, we have to know the unit of concentration and unit of time. What about the unit of concentration? We have learned different methods to express the concentration. So in case of molarity, what about the unit? Yes? Anyone? Adul, can you tell me the unit of concentration?
Mole per liter.
Very good. It's mole per liter. So here also the unit of rate, mole per liter divided by the unit of time, it is second, isn't it? So here the unit of a rate of chemical reaction, it is mole per liter per second. Okay. Mole per liter per second. Because the unit of concentration, it is mole per liter, and the unit of time, it is second. So we substituting this in the same equation, mole per liter divided by second, that is mole per liter per second. That's the unit of rate of a chemical reaction. Okay, in the case of gases, okay, in the case of gases, instead of concentration we are using pressure. Okay, instead of using concentration of gases, it is expressed in their partial pressures. So the unit become atm, atm per second. Instead of concentration, here we are using pressure. The unit of pressure is atm, so it is atm per second. No need to write mole per liter. If concentration is used, it is mole per liter per second. Then in the case of gases, instead of concentration, we are preferring for partial pressures. So it will be at atm per second. What's the full form of atm? Atmospheric pressure, that's it. ATM is the unit used for measuring pressure. So this one can also be used as a unit of rate of a chemical reaction. Clear? Aditya, what about the unit of a chemical rate of a chemical reaction? Unit of rate of a chemical reaction.
Mole per liter per second.
Yes, mole per liter per second, because the unit of concentration it is mole per liter and the unit of time it is second. That's why. In the case of gases, what about its unit? Mehak, can you tell me?
Atomic
ATM per second, that means atmospheric pressure per second. Okay, so that's about the unit. Then the next one, there are certain factors affecting the rate of a reaction. There are certain factors affecting the rate of a reaction.
And can you show
First-
the previous page?
Sure.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
of you, please switch on your videos. Finished?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Then the factors affecting the rate of a reaction. First one, nature and concentration of reactant. Okay? Nature and concentration of reactant. Then the second one, temperature. Okay? Temperature. Then the third one, surface area of reactant. Surface area of reactant. Then the fourth one, radiations and catalyst. If there are certain radiations present, it will also affect the rate of reaction. And what do you mean by catalyst? Anna, what do you mean by catalyst?
It fastens the reaction.
Yeah, enhances or alters the rate of a reaction, right? It's a substance that used in reactions to enhance or alter the rate of a chemical reaction without undergoes any change. Even after that chemical reaction, that catalyst will be obtained in its initial state itself. That's it. Then the fifth one, pressure of a gas. If it is in the case of a gas, the pressure will be considered. Otherwise, no need to mention pressure. So the factors affecting the rate of a reaction, nature and concentration of reactant, temperature, surface area of reactant, radiations and catalyst, pressure of gas. Okay. Naureen, can you please read these factors that affects the rate of a chemical reaction?
Factors affecting rate of reaction, nature and concentration of reactant, temperature, surface area of reactant, radiations and catalyst,
Okay.
pressure of gas.
Okay. So that's about the different factors that affects the rate of a reaction. Then we are going to write the rate of a different chemical reactions. Okay. So I will write the, no need to write the values there, but just substitute that reactants and products in the equation. That's enough. Clear? No need to mention or no need to find out the values of concentration of reactants and products, but you just write the reactant and product there in the rate equation. Clear? So the question, Hg liquid state react with chlorine to form HgCl2, mercury chloride. Okay. Write the rate of this chemical reaction. You must include reactants and both products. Okay.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question again?
Yes, just need to write the rate of a chemical reaction from this equation. Write the rate of a chemical reaction using reactants and products. Both is needed. You can write each one using equal sign. Finished? Yes, finished, right? Gauri, can you tell me?
Negative delta
Mm.
Sg
Yes.
divided by delta T.
Okay. Then?
Negative delta Cl2 divided by delta T
Yes.
is equal to delta SgCl2 divided by delta T.
Yes. Okay. If the concentration is given in the question, you can substitute the value and find out the rate. Okay. This is the method to write the rate of a chemical reaction using both reactants and products. Clear? Okay, then another question you can write. Two HI gives H2 plus I2. Hydrogen iodide decomposed to hydrogen and iodine. In this question you have to consider one more factor. Here the coefficient, okay, the stoichiometric coefficient is not 1 here, it is 2, right? So in such equations we just simply add this coefficient as denominator, that is minus 1 by 2. Then you can write HI by delta T. Okay. That is equal to, then write the remaining similar to that of previous question. If there is any coefficient there, you can include it in the denominator. Okay, then what about the remaining? Nandana?
Delta H2 by delta T.
Delta H2 by delta T, that is equal to
Delta I2 by delta T.
delta I2 by delta T. You can use either small t or capital T. Okay. Okay, then all of you finish this one? One more question.
Ma'am, why you take 1/2 instead of 2?
That's in order to make that coefficient in unity. Okay, not all the coefficients here is 1. So in order to consider that, we are taking this one as in denominator. Here the 2Hi gives 1 H2 molecule and 1 I2 molecule, right? Then all the stoichiometry should be maintained to unity. We are just taking like this. If any coefficient there in the equation, you just substitute this one as denominator along with the reactant or product. We can do one more example, then it will be clear. Okay. So the question is 5 Br minus plus BrO3 minus plus 6H plus gives 3Br2 plus 3H2O. Please write the rate of this chemical reaction.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what should we do this like negative and positive ions?
It's okay. You just mentioned here it is Br minus. Okay, no other changes. Okay, concentration of Br minus ion. No other change. So how can we represent its rate? Punya, can you tell me?
Rate is equal to minus delta
Minus
concentration of Br
minus 1 by 5, right?
1 by 5
Okay, minus 1 by 5.
delta
Okay.
concentration Br minus by delta T
Delta T.
is equal to delta concentration of Br.
What about minus charge? Here it is reactant, right? So it is minus delta
BrO3 minus by delta T
delta T
is equal to
minus
delta concentration
constant.
of H plus by 6 delta T.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
1 by 6 is not included.
Okay, it's 1 by 6. Then in product side it is 1 by 3 delta concentration of Br2 divided by delta T, and that's again equal to 1 by 3 delta concentration of H2O divided by delta T. This is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what about instantaneous rate?
It's already obtained from the graph only for a particular time. Same, instead of delta you can write D. Okay? Only need to write the average rate for normal reactions. This instantaneous rate, it is mainly obtained from the graph itself using slope method. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Yes. So today we have discussed about this average. All of you switch on your videos. Average rate and instantaneous rate. Then different equations that can be used for this average rate and instantaneous rate from the graph. Then the unit of rate of a reaction. Then how to express different chemical reactions as rate in terms of reactants and both products. This is clear for everyone? Okay, so all of you please read this portion very well before the next class. Okay? Then let me take your attendance. Aditya, Achud, Alvin, Alvin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anna,
Yes, ma'am.
Aryan,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwin,
Present, ma'am.
Adul,
Present, ma'am.
Dia. Okay, Donna,
Present, ma'am.
Evelyn, Evelyn. Gayatri, Gayatri. All of you please switch on your videos. Gauri,
Present, ma'am.
Emmanuel,
Present, ma'am.
Krishna,
Yes, ma'am.
Lydia,
Present, ma'am.
Malavika,
Present, ma'am.
Meenakshi, Meenakshi, Mehak, Michael,
Present, ma'am.
Mohammad Adim,
Present, ma'am.
Nandana,
Present, ma'am.
Nevin, Nevin, Nidhi present. Okay, Nia, Nia, Naureen Fatima,
Present, ma'am.
Punya,
Present, ma'am.
Rijas,
Present, ma'am.
Sania,
Present, ma'am.
Sharon,
Present, ma'am.
Shivani,
Present, ma'am.
Srihari,
Present, ma'am.
Steffi, Anthony,
Present, ma'am.
Bidur.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you children. So all of you read this portion very well for the next class. Okay. Thank you all. See you in the next class. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.